Alright, well, I'm just going to tell one quick story. Not really a story, just going to explain something real quick. What the Iron Dog is. The Iron Dog is a snow machine race through Alaska's backcountry. And it's a team of 2 in the pro class. In the trail class, you can have as many people in the group as you want, and you can sleep all night. You know, the trail class and the pro class are 2 totally different events, but they're still both tough. And right now, the Iron Dog goes over 2,000 miles, and they switch it, you know, going from either the ceremonial start in Anchorage and then restart in Wasilla and then head out, and then with the halfway point in Nome, and then the pro class goes on to Fairbanks, and then they'll reverse it from Fairbanks back through. Earlier years, they did it from Wasilla to Nome and then back. And you know, it began, the first year of the Iron Dog was in 1984. Those guys are tough. John Feo was the original champion, and one of the all-time winning champions, Scott Davis, has tied him. And it's a really incredible race. If you're into like extreme sports, that is the race for winter, you know. You have to, now they allow you to have a pit crew and stuff, but when Missy and I did it, we're the first and only women's team to finish the pro class of the Iron Dog, and we did that back in 2001. I had high hopes of doing it many times over, but as you are learning, my health impeded a lot of my plans in life. Anyhow, mile race, you can now have a pit crew, and so you can have people help you work on your sleds and things like that as you go. Sled meaning snow machine. But when Missy and I ran it, you had to have a compass and a map. You had to be able to work on your snow machine out in the cold, on the trail. You didn't get to put your sled in a garage until the halfway point in Nome, and that was the only time you had pneumatic tools to work on it. So you had to be able to do everything you could with the tools you brought and whatever you carried. And so it was really, you know, the strategy of where you were going to lay over and what you were going to bring and things like that were really important in the race at that time when we ran. And so strategy would make or break your race a lot of times. There's a lot of people that would go into the race that were weekend snow machiners, and they couldn't hack it. And by McGrath, they would be bailing because they just couldn't take it. And so that is a race that divides the weekend warriors from the Iron Doggers, and it's a big division, especially when you get into Nome and you go out there and you hit that winter storm. Because that's part of the race, is you're going to endure as much of Alaska's terrain and weather that it could throw at you during the worst parts of the month, you know, which is in February, in the middle of February. It's before the Iditarod. So we don't use dog teams. We have actual snow machines. So snowmobiles, whatever you guys call them, wherever. But anyhow, it's a fantastic race. It's like the Baja on steroids, and then some, because it's in the winter. And the thing about it is there's no one on the trails. So when you're out there, when things go bad, they go bad fast, and it gets exponentially horrible when something goes bad. So you really have to be quite careful when you're out there and what you're doing. It's an intense race. I am really honored to be a part of it. Missy was an incredible partner. If my back wasn't the way it was, I would still be doing it. And that's, I still won't give up. I have high hopes of being able to do that and win that baby and be the champion. But that's my Iron Dog story, some of it, but that is why I go by Iron Dogger. So there's just a handful of us. You get that title by finishing the pro class of the race, and so there's not many people that can claim to be Iron Doggers, and there's even few that can be Iron Dog champions, and those dudes are the Alaska men of Alaska men. Like, seriously, they can fix anything. They're the MacGyvers of the world. Anyhow, the mosquitoes are pretty bad. I've got a pretty smoky fire going. I got my mosquito magnet going, but they are an extra brutal this year. Really bad. This is little Whisper. You say hi, Woo Woo. Ah. Gives you some light, and I'm just going to keep trying to document as much as I can, and I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll just learn as I go. Just using my iPhone. Huh. Right now. Huh. Beautiful. Out there. All sorts of noises. They're thrashing around. It has a nest right there. Some chickadees. They have little ducklings. Small. Coyotes howling. See you later.